Glad we're here. Let's begin. If you begin with your eyes closed, I'll offer a slightly different instruction than if you begin with your eyes open. So if you begin with your eyes closed, let's feel the muscles all around the eye, the eyebrow, the temple, the jaw, all softening. The scalp muscles, almost as if your skull and the musculature there around were relaxing, even expanding. And if you are leaving your eyes open, allow your vision to soften so that all artifacts, all the environmental artifacts, are given equal visual weight. So whichever way you go, we're relaxing some of the ways that we contract and construct a visual focus. And then we'll connect to our breath so our breathing feels like it has more volume, shape, space. It doesn't have to be the most volume, the most largeness. Just changing the perceived shape and volume of your breath is often sufficient. And while we've set this up, this move that we just did can occur in an instant. Changing vision, changing our breath. And so that's all I'll be inviting in through our postures. Just if we detect a narrowing or a contraction, just that we catch it, if we can catch it. And we just start to change our vision, the visual weight, the weight of our conscious visual working. And then we change our breath. The size, the shape, the volume, the perceived space of our breath. Okay. So we're going to go directly into a chest opener. If you need to switch the cross of your legs, do so now. And we'll go right hand down, inhaling the left arm upward and slightly left. Just left of vertical. And now exhaling, letting my weight lean into the right hand and pushing with the right, reaching through the left. You let the chin tip downward, almost as if looking over your right collarbone, or you can relax the right ear toward the right shoulder. It really depends on your neck and how it feels today. And we'll move this into side bend. So retaining all of this luxurious space around the left side of the neck. And start to kind of move the shoulder blade. Not so much the rib cage. Just going to glide the shoulder blade around until my left arm is reaching basically overhead. The head and the neck can be in the same position, just relaxed, downward or rightward. And if this offers a different line of pull, a different sensation, just start to breathe through that left side. And inhale, we'll take the left arm up, over, and with it the trunk. Here we are upright. Really simple moves. We'll do them on the other side. Left hand goes down to ground. Inhale the right arm up. Just right of vertical. And exhaling, opening up the hand. Pushing, outreaching through the left. Outreaching through the right. Allowing the head to tip either ear toward shoulder or chin toward collarbone. Now, if we incur a sense of contraction or we incur a sense of tautness, drawn togetherness like an adhesion, something feels sticky, a couple of things we have so that as we're changing our vision state, our mind state, our breath state, our physical state, our body state, our whole body state starts to reflect that change. Right? So, for an example, maybe I feel a little line of pull in the waist, and here we go. We'll move into side bend, kind of moving that shoulder blade around, reaching the arm overhead. Often, what may occur is the moment we start to feel a shortening or a contracting in the body, it often ripples elsewhere through our vision, through our breath, through our entire body and mind state. And then we can start to relax around the eyes. Again, eyes open or closed. It's a way of releasing the visual connection to a singular object of focus. It's almost like releasing the eyes from having to focus on a thing. And some people are quite comfortable if their vision goes a little soft. And then changing the shape and the volume of our breath. So there's a release visually and there's a commensurate expansion bodily. And then inhale, we'll bring that right arm up, over, we'll bring our trunk upright. And that's what we're up to today. So let's set up for dolphin. We'll move onto our elbows and our knees. It's great to see y'all. The visual state is a very powerful way into the entire nervous system state, the whole mind state. So we draw the shoulders down away from the ears, push, inhaling behind the chest wall into the breadth of the shoulder girdle. And with the head, the neck relaxed. Exhale the knees off the ground. Here we are in dolphin. Now I continue to actively draw the shoulder blades, the upper back broadly. And just my body, the way my body's kind of built, and I have to do that actively. If I want to feel the broadness across the tops of the shoulder blades. So to feel that, sometimes what I'll do is I'll use a pulling apart, a gentle pulling apart action of the arms. When I feel that upper back shift, deepen, broaden, and also volumize the perceived shape of our breath. So our breath has movement about it. We can perceive it moving. We can perceive its shape, its flowing shape, how it bottlenecks, how it spreads out, how it concentrates, how it trickles, pools, eddies. Take the left leg away from ground, raising it skyward. And just note visually if there was a kind of tightening around the eyes. We'll set the left side down. We'll switch sides. Drawing the right up, the right leg. And we'll set the right foot down, set the knees down. Inhale, slide the hands back under the width of your shoulders. Exhaling, press back, downward dog. With the feet active, kind of splaying the toe pads, letting all the toes lift away from the ground, and all the foot bones splay or broaden, or like we're broadening and expanding the shape of our own foot from within. And then connecting to a deep Ujjayi breath, as we're expanding or intimating these bodily states of expansion, note we're very often intimating and enacting these more expanded breath shapes. We're stepping into a horse stance. So inhale one leg forward. You're facing the horse stance direction you want to. And we'll go hands on thighs. So we'll do one round of Uddiyana. So Uddiyana, just as a recall, is a singular in-draw of the abdomen after exhale. All right, so inhaling into the low belly and the low back. And we'll keep those feet active. Exhale out the mouth. Stay empty, lower chin. Draw the belly in and back. Lifting up. Releasing when you need a breath. And we'll stay in the horse, because we'll move into a twisting horse stance. So first we'll twist to the right, inhale, lengthening and expanding through the sides of the ribs, exhaling, press through the left hand. So we're twisting or turning to the right. And again, I'll just offer a lot of reminders. These are very strong tendencies. Our instinct often is when a sensation emerges, maybe quickly, suddenly, all of a sudden there's a stretch, a pressure in our body. Often our inner mind, our inner vision converges on that area. We start tasking and strategizing and kind of converging in on that area. So relaxing the eyes. Deepening the breath. And as I'm relaxing my eyes, whether it's the visual field or if there's a little visual clinginess, vision cling, I'm still noticing and feeling and seeing that sensation within a broader vision field. And I'm still feeling that sensation within a broader breath field. And here we go, we'll change sides. Inhale, come back centrally. And then exhaling, right hand press, we'll turn to the left. And inhale, come back centrally. We'll stand for a moment. We'll bring the feet in under shoulder width. We'll work Agni Sara. Just give your hands a rest. So Agni Sara, I'm going to use my hands propped on my thighs. And this is the many belly fluctuations after exhalation. Here we go. Inhale into the belly, the back. And with eyes relaxed, exhale swiftly everything out. Remain empty. Draw the belly in and back. Release. In and release. Maybe I get 3 to 5 of those in, back, up, release motions. And of course, relax the belly, take a breath. If you stand up between rounds, it's perfectly fine. We'll do 2 more rounds of Agni Sara. You can vary the speed if that delights you. All right, so we'll do the next 2 rounds. How about we do it at our own pace? I'll keep broad time. 2 rounds Agnisara on our own. And you don't have to do this. This is something I'm playing with. I'm just playing on the edges of the feet, the outer edges, the inner edges. I'm just promoting a very subtle kind of turning of the hips as I'm doing the Agnisara. It's just kind of cool and interesting how turning one's foot or hip, which seems quite exterior to the abdominal cavity, can have an effect on the deep interior structure of the pelvic abdominal area. So just fun with feet, I guess. And finishing up this last round that you're on. Good. All right. When we separate our feet back out, we'll make our right foot the front foot in a warrior 2. So adjust how you like. Right foot, front foot in a warrior 2 stance. Then we'll inhale the arms out to the side. You can splay open the heel of the palm. Or you could also gather the fingers gently together, thumb near the palm. It's an alternate hand position. There's something kind of neat about splaying open the fingers, is that as you're reaching through each finger independently, you can make some connections between the fingertip, the shoulder, the front and the back side of your chest. And so having changed our physical shape, warrior 2, we can change with it our visual shape, our breath shape. And for our purposes today, we're going broad. If the eyes are open, everything has equal visual weight. And the eyes themselves can remain rather positionally quiet to take everything in with the same weight. So I'm not moving my eyes around, checking and inventorying with my eyes. I'm just letting them rest in a place. And letting and feeling the ribs expand. Extended warrior. Inhale, we'll bring right hand down to ground or block. I think I'll go with a block today. Exhaling the left arm overhead. I'm choosing the right hand position, block, elevation, ground, whereby my pressing down can offer my right shoulder stability and space. So let's not forget about that wonderful bottom right shoulder. There you go. And if there's any strain in the neck, just maybe we can articulate that shoulder blade a little this way or that way. Ease through the neck. One of the brilliant things that we get to do in our yoga practice is feel a degree of ease, even if there are other places that are not experiencing a degree of ease. But we can often always experience a quality of ease through the neck. I think that greatly helps both vision and breath. And inhale, bring the left hand to the left hip, push, straightening the right leg. And we'll move into triangle, drawing the arms out to side. I'm shortening my stance a little bit. Exhale, right hand reaches, right side lengthens. Glad I left a block there for myself. I'll take it. Soft vision, broad breath. And I'm intimating this expanded body shape. So it's not just the position of my arms, I'm reaching, intimating at expanding through the joints, expanding through the chest wall. And inhale, we'll bring both hands down to the ground. Exhaling, chaturanga. We'll step the right foot back. And for now, we'll lower all the way down. So we move the shoulders away from the neck. Gathering the inner legs one toward the other. Inhale, cobra. Breathing into the abdomen, so expanding, spreading that breath under the low spine. And exhaling, lower. Reset the hands under the chest. Downward dog. When we do our next cobra, I'm going to offer a little gut and vocal relaxation cue. All right, here's a warrior two now on the other side. Inhale the left foot forward. Taking the arms out to the side. Exhaling, gliding the shoulders down. You can splay the hands. And we do that primarily to open up the wrist channel. Letting the eyes, the vision field expand, soften, broaden. And the shape of the breath expand and broaden. Often I use the horizon as a guide. So the sense of horizon, especially if I'm in a place like at the ocean or on a mountain, like where you can actually see a horizon, that's pretty cool. Or I'll even use just my remembrance of a horizon. Just feeling the heart and the lungs and the breath. Not only reaching out to that horizon, but moving in from the horizon. Extended warrior. Inhale, we'll bring the left hand down. Drawing the right arm overhead. There we go. Good. And then we'll just play around with finding that really sweet neck position. It's not just a neck position that there is no pain, because we can be incurring a lot of tension without pain, right? So feel for a sweetness in and through the neck. There we go. That's it. In the it's in the Ayurvedic, so the nutritional and the food medicine aspect of the yogic tradition, right? There's a notion of sweetness expanding the body. All right, inhale, take the right arm up, over, just letting it on the hip. And triangle, straightening left leg. Take those arms out to the side, adjust stance, exhaling left arm reach forward, left ribs lengthen forward. And we'll bend knees. Inhaling, hands down to around the left foot. Exhaling, chaturanga. All right, so here's this gut and vocal offering I wanted to give us. As we're coming up into cobra, we're breathing into the abdomen and the low back. Expect to be here about 3 breaths. Pausing and softening from abdomen to vocal. And you can start to gauge and calibrate the tension through the neck and the vocal. And if you want to sound, you can sound, but just feeling that the abdomen is soft all the way and up under the vocal cords, the whole neck, the throat, softening away from the abdomen. So there can be quite a stretch through the front side of the body. And exhaling, lower down. And sometimes that stretch can be heard as strain in the more mouth and neck parts of our gut tube. So I just wanted to point that out. Inhale, the hands under the chest. Exhaling, downward dog. It's actually been a really fun part of kind of doing a little bit of yoga with you, some of these postures while speaking. It becomes a really, what's the word? Some evidence about the neck, about the mouth, and about the esophageal area. Inhale, step feet toward hands, and we'll arrive at standing. I'm using an object, a block for me today, between the legs, and we'll work. This is elongative standing back bend. And for our purposes, more than bend, I'm intoning the expansion part. So I'm really playing to the vertical, the expansion, more than the bend. So hands on hips, either thumb and forefinger, thumb pointing towards spinal cord, or you can use your knuckles. So a little pressure downward if you're on the top part of your butt muscle. That top part of your butt muscle can start to soften and the tailbone shifts down. Inhaling, feel the low spine lengthening away from your prop between your legs. And exhaling, draw the elbows slightly toward one another. So the back muscles are engaging. Inhaling the mid-spine away from the low spine. The upper spine from the mid-spine. And whether you make audible sounds to yourself or whether you're just feeling any changes in vocal, voice, tone, register. And here we go, the neck and the brain growing away from the upper back. Just letting the tension be a little bit of a signal to us to just inquire, can I expand my vision right here? Has my vision converged on an area where I'm perceiving tension? Has my breath constricted or grown shallow? Is an expanded breath a possibility? One or two more breaths here in this standing back bend. And release. Before we had all these wonderful twists and turns in our guts, it's developed as just a vertical, tubular pathway from mouth to tail. I find that image and that having that knowledge really helpful when I do things like back bend. It helps me kind of lift and sense my mouth as an opening, expanding and elongating away from my tail, now my colon, also an opening. So there's this inner tubular expansion toward ground and sky. I find it helpful. All right. Standing at the top of our mat, we can drop the block. Inhale, the arms overhead. And so right here I can do it, mouth towards sky, tail toward ground. Exhaling, fold forward. Softening through the neck, the back of the throat area. Inhale the left foot back lunge. And I'm going to suggest right here in lunge, a pose that we know so well, to say what not to do first. So what we won't do is throw the head back, right? So keeping the neck quite expanded, uncompressed, can you just start to intimate at the mouth as part, an opening of a tube, reaching for the sky just as the tail is reaching for the ground. And this can be done lips closed, mouth open. We can play. You get a very different feel if the mouth is open or closed. And just feel how that opens up the throat and how the neck now is also a part of this lunge. Yes, right? It's different in the hip. Exactly. Inhaling, the hands down to the ground. Exhaling, step right foot back. Or lower down. Here's this other moment where the mouth can move away from the tail. Inhaling, I'm just going to intone my mouth, my guts, forward, softening. And exhaling, lower, downward dog. Lunge, inhale, left foot forward. Setting right knee down. And again, I'm not suggesting that we have to look up or even look back, but that we can start to feel the throat opening toward the sky as a part of our lunge. Right, as we expose this entire abdominal area, this digestive tract. And we'll bring the hands down, inhaling. Step the right foot forward, folding. So just kind of a relaxing all through that gut area. Inhale. Come up to standing, reaching the arms up. Exhaling, hands to heart. We'll remain at standing, and we're working a standing alternate twist. So first, right hand, right foot, right hand, inside, right foot. Now pressing through that inner right foot. I'm enjoying visiting these moves lately. Okay. The left hand can reach behind. Usually when I start to reach my left hand, I'll let my vision kind of shift between my hands. I'll let my vision expand to encompass both my hands. And I'll start to feel the expansion moving through the shoulders, through the ribs as I breathe. Okay, inhaling, bend right knee. We'll set right foot down. Here goes the other side. Left hand, inside, left foot. Right hand can reach behind us to our right. Vision and breath. There's often a lot of converging here. The breath will often get smaller feeling, and the vision will start to might start to grasp onto an object outside of our body. These are very common. So I'm just saying them in case it's helpful and you notice. And then bending the left knee, setting the left foot down, exhaling. Inhale, reach the arms up. We're back into suns. Exhaling, fold. Softening eyes. Inhale the right foot back, lunge, putting a little padding under the right knee. So I'm just going to recall and get a sense of the neck, the throat. Is a part of this abdomen and this kind of lower abdomen area. Right hand reaches for right foot, heel to butt lunge. I'm mentioning the throat first. Again, just observations. what generally tends to happen is we start to collapse through the front line. I'm saying front line like the front of our digestive tract, our mouth, our neck, our chest, our abdomen. And we'll re-expand. There it is. Again, it's not that I'm lifting my chin necessarily, it's just that I'm sensing that there's a spacious quality to the neck and the throat, since we often do tend to close off a bit in the front of the neck. And I find opening up through the front of the neck feels best when I'm feeling the crown, the top of my skull, telescoping up into the sky. Good, release. Inhale, hands to ground. Exhaling, chaturanga. Lower all the way down for cobra. Inhaling into the abdomen. Heart lifts away from gut. If you're pulling with the hands, you can start to calibrate the tension by feeling your own voice. Exhaling, lower downward dog. Inhale the right foot forward, patting the left knee for heel to butt lunge. As the crown finds sky, do I experience openness through the vocal, this underjaw area? And we grab that left foot, find out if that starts to change. Very interesting connection, hips to voice. So if just as an example, bodily inquiry, if I felt a little maybe quavering collapse of the neck or the chest, I might just pause there and let my vision field expand and let my breath expand. Because in a sense, when we allow ourselves to notice, oh, there's a little quiver, there's a little shortening, there's the contraction, there's the expansion, there's the change, and we're allowing ourselves to feel these bodily states as moldable, able to be modeled. We're having direct influence on our physical states. We're repatterning a lot of how we will respond. Super cool. We'll set that left foot down. Inhale, hands down. Exhaling, step left foot forward, fold. Inhale, stand, reach arms overhead. And exhaling, hands to heart. I'm going to turn and face you. I'm going to do one more one-legged work. So I'm going to choose half lotus. I'm placing my right ankle atop my left thigh. You also have the option of choosing tree. So I want you to choose what's best for your balance, what feels best on your knee. So just as a reminder, tree would be planting it in there. I'm going to play a little bit with half lotus. And you can hold the foot into place. If you're working tree, you can bring your hands to heart or overhead. Since I have this half lotus, I'm going to play a little bit with grabbing the foot with my right hand behind my back. This is an option for half lotus. Let vision expand, so all objects are weighted, have equal weight. Breath expands. There's a weight. There's a weight of consciousness that comes with measuring, calibrating, focusing on, attending to, spending time on and in. There's a certain weight of consciousness when we create focal points. Release, we'll switch sides. Sometimes that weight is very desirable. And it's might be what actually helps an altar become a powerful way of focusing and drawing ourselves into a place of prayer, a state of meditation. All right, so we're standing on our right leg, and either the left leg is in half lotus or tree. Your delight. There you go. And even right here, stretching the abdomen away from the hip, the lap, lifting the heart away from the guts, feeling the crown of head drawing up, opening the voice area, expanding vertically. And we'll release. And when we have a seat, I want to select for two more poses seated. One is Dandasana. This is that L shape. When we work Dandasana, I'm engaging the legs, which means, for me, it means the quadriceps engage, so I'm straightening the knees. I'm flexing the foot, the toes pointing upward. And the palms under the shoulders. I'm engaging the triceps, so the elbows straighten. As the elbows straighten, the ribs telescope up. Deep breath, expanding ribs into arms. Keep pressuring down through the palms. Exhale, push. The shoulders move away from the jaw a little bit more. Additionally, if it's helpful, I'm using the friction of my hands on the ground and a swimming back motion to further lift through the chest, engaging through those armpit muscles. Keep pressing. Deep breath as we're pressing, vertically expanding, skull from tail, tail from skull. And when we release, set the legs widely apart for straddle fold. So I'm going to still engage the legs just as vibrantly, the quads, the active feet. It's taking all of that recent memory of elongation, taking that vertical expansion of the core of the trunk and starting to fold forward. Just again and again perceiving that I'm in a state, and I can select to feel for less weighted focal arenas. The vision can let go. So I'm holding all things visually similarly weighted. The breath expands. And all of these gestures are gestures of just a releasing the grasping onto an object or an area of focus. And inhale, walk your hands back toward your pelvis, help legs together, and we should take some rest. So help legs back together. And whatever position you find restful, whether it's seated as if for a seated meditation or lying, Shavasana. We'll just continue the exact same theme or meditation. Now, I'm drawing out breath and vision today, but of course, this is a somatic, a whole body connection. The vision, the nervous system, the breath, our body, all the tensions therein, all the constructions therein. It's a system of many, many changes. And so when you find your rest position, both releasing the technique of breathing while feeling the quality of breath. And that quality of breath, can you feel that there's a softer edge to it? Kind of a funny phrase to my ears, but we'll keep playing. Letting the breath have a very soft edge to its shape. So I'm not containing the breath. But in fact, I'm feeling just how broadly and vastly I can experience my breath, even if that means beyond my skin outline. So we may go a little beyond the physical body, the physical parameters of our skin and our bones and our lungs. This is the beautiful thing about subtle body work and breath work. Body-mind practices. is as we're playing and feeling beyond the body as object, we start to play in the space. And the borderlessness and in the boundless arenas. Where there's fewer and fewer things to grab because there's fewer and fewer meaningful boundaries. And these are spiritual practices. So we're playing with them in our body. Once these boundaries are permeable, we can always reconstruct them. Bend knees. Turn to a side. And use hands press to seated. Namaste.